Mohnish Pabrai, a seasoned investor and value enthusiast, shares his profound insights on value investing in this discourse. Drawing inspiration from legendary figures like Ben Graham and Warren Buffett, Pabrai emphasizes the patient and analytical nature required for successful investing in an auction-driven market.
The bedrock of value investing is that eventually the market is a weighing machine. What Ben Graham said is, voting machine in the near term, weighing machine in the long term, watch paint dry in the meanwhile. And I don't have a doubt that 5 years or 10 years from now, it'll get appropriately priced. It just cannot not be appropriately priced. When I read about Buffett, what I realized is that basically the stock market is an auction-driven market. And an auction-driven market will always overshoot or undershoot. It's just the nature of the beast, because people are, either the animal spirits take over and it goes crazy, or people just hate something. And so very rarely are businesses actually appropriately priced. They usually are all over the place. One, I would say, framework which tells you that is, if you own a home and I go to my friendly realtor and say, "Hey, John, what's my home worth?" He'll say, "Oh, your home's worth 200,000. I say, "Oh, thank you, John." I call him next day. I said, "John, what's my home worth?" He said, 200,000. I call him third day. He said, "Listen, dummy, it's still 200,000. I call him after a month. He'll say, "I think it might be 201,000. Okay, it might have moved by $500 or 1,000. If I sampled him for the whole year, every single day, that home value would be between 200,000 and 205,000 for the whole year. If I look at IBM stock over a 12-month period, its value would be 100 to 200. And if you throw a dart at any company on the New York Stock Exchange and just look at the 52-week range on it, and the reason it's like between 100 and 200, it's not that when it was 100, IBM was doing terribly, and it's 200, IBM was doing great. It's the sentiment of the auction-driven market.
Yep. Mohnish Pabrai emphasizes that the foundation of value investing lies in the concept that the market behaves like a weighing machine in the long term, whereas in the short term, it resembles a voting machine driven by emotional and irrational investor behavior. Pabrai believes that over time, assets will be appropriately priced, as the stock market is essentially an auction-driven market that tends to overshoot or undershoot its true value due to human sentiments and behavior. He draws a parallel with real estate, where home values show relatively stable fluctuations compared to the volatile swings in stock prices over short periods.
And so that is why value investing works, is the range of prices that you start seeing. And Buffett used to use the Moody's manual. He used to go through all these companies. And in fact, when he was teaching the MBA students who would come to Omaha, he would say, "Look, I found this company, Western Insurance. It had a market cap of $15 million. And last year, they made $25 million. And they have $30 million cash, no debt. Are you going to buy that business? Sure. The numbers make no sense." And so in auction-driven markets, you will periodically get weirdness in your favor. And so the idea is that, I don't know if you guys remember that Seinfeld episode when Elaine broke up with her boyfriend. They're on a flight together. They were Puddy, right? And Puddy is just looking at the seat in front of him. And she asks him, "What are you thinking?" He says, "Nothing." He says, "You're looking at the seat in front. What are you doing?" "Nothing." So she broke up with him because she couldn't handle the fact that Puddy's doing nothing, right? But if you can be like Puddy as an investor, find Western Insurance and go back to just looking at the seat in front of you. If you get excited about watching paint dry or watching the back of an airplane seat for long periods of time, this is the business for you. I'm a specific kind of game player. So number one, I prefer individual sport to team sport, where I can control outcome. I wouldn't be a guy who would be really excited about a soccer game because you got a team and you got to coordinate all this stuff. I'd be more interested in like tennis, for example. You control the outcome. In investing, basically, what happens is that you just need two skills that are hard for many people. The biggest skill that's really hard for many people is patience, extreme patience. You need like Putty. If you can just watch the back of that airplane seat and be so happy, that's it. Most people can't do that. They need activity. They need stuff going on. And the second is that if you figure out the rules, So the rules are very simple. A business is worth the sum of future cash, present value, right? But the thing is, that's kind of complicated for IBM and Microsoft and Google and all these companies. It's not so easy because they're not so cheap, right? But sometimes you run into businesses where it's super obvious, like this Western Insurance, like Buffett bought, where you say, okay, now I know this is stupidly priced and I know I can be patient. I'm just going to buy it, put it in the drawer and go back to looking for more stuff.
Mohnish Pabrai's perspective offers a unique take on value investing, underlining the importance of patience and unwavering focus in a market characterized by fluctuations and sentiment-driven pricing. By echoing the simplicity of assessing a business's worth and embracing a long-term, patient approach, Pabrai's wisdom guides aspiring investors toward enduring success in the realm of value investing.